Hello, this is my technical reflection video for Advanced Tech Design Semester 1. For Semester 1 I decided to create a multiplayer third-person shooter. There's a couple of reasons. The first reason is because I enjoy multiplayer games, and I've done multiplayer before, but I've never created an actual game. I've always just made little systems here and there. So this will be like a cool challenge and a learning experience. And the second reason is because I actually chose to do a multiplayer game for my final year project. So this will be more like a crash course and just like a do and don't kind of situation where I'll test out stuff, see what works, what doesn't. So when it comes to making my FYP, I'll know what to do more or less. But yeah, first of all, I'm just going to show you what the game is all about. So from here, first of all, we just have all the menus. This is just the main menu. You have the option screen. Not much here, just you can change your display name if you want to. This name is just like your username. So at any point, if I wanted to, I can display a player's name. This would be it. But this name is only used if you don't use Steam. If you do use Steam, it'll just pull your Steam name. You can quit, of course, and then multiplayer. This is the main multiplayer like hub where you'll be searching for levels, servers, or you can host your own. So if I try to find it, the find server session tells the game instance to start searching. After like a couple seconds, if the search result comes back as 0, meaning no servers found, it'll say no servers found, try again. There you go. You can also look for LAN if you want to. And then host game. So of course, hosting game, you will create a server. So this, you can see there's multiple settings I can pick from. The actual map, difficulty, time of the game, and how many people. It only goes to 4, max 4, so yeah. You cannot host a game if no server name was selected, so or written in. You must have a server name, or it won't let you host the game. And you can host the game. So by pressing host game, it'll open up a new listen server, which is basically the lobby. And from this point onwards, anyone who was to look for a map, they'll find it and be able to join. Let me just quickly demonstrate that. So if I go into 2 people, as you can see, there's 2 clients if one of them decides to host. So this one hosts test, and he hosts, he opens up a listen server and it gets taken to a lobby. The second user can go into multiplayer, start finding session, and it should find the hosted session. There it is, with all of the correct settings and play counts, and I can select it. As you can see, you have to press on it, which selects the server, and then by pressing join, it tells the game instance again to join the selected server. So I press join, and there you go, takes me to the lobby. As you can see, it's a bit laggy. It's you see, it's kind of going crazy. It's because I'm running 2 instances of the same game on one machine, and it's like using the render target and the camera. It's really just doesn't like it when there's 2 of it at the same time. And also just running 2 instances of the game is making my PC really tank in FPS, so it's not really liking that. But yeah, that's the whole front of the game, basically, from the main menu to the lobby. Let me quickly show you some of the core systems. So as mentioned before, all of the core systems for hosting and joining and stuff like that is housed in the game instance right here. That's because game instance is global, you can access it from anywhere. So I just thought this would be a good place to just stick it, like regardless of where I am, I can, well, I mean, I wouldn't want to host anywhere, but like for example, if I'm anywhere in the game, I can quit session at any point. If I'm in any level, I can server travel at any point. I could accept an invite. Like stuff like this is just, it benefits from being able to be accessed anywhere than specific game modes or stuff like that. But yeah, so hosting session, as you can see here, it takes in the settings you've selected from the host widget, creates any extra settings needed. So this, passing this in, allows me to then pull it out from the hosted level, like game mode. So basically, if I host a game with difficulty easy or medium, when the lobby or the game is actually created, I can pull this setting out, like the selected settings out, to then run the correct logic. Yeah, so creating the session, and then after a while it opens a listen server as a lobby listen server. And then throughout the code you can find these little print strings, which is just a custom debug function library I created. It just allows me to pick if I want to print log and stuff like that. And yeah, I just thought it's a bit easier than just a simple print string, because I have extra like little entries here instead of making extra like appends and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's creating session, finding session. You can see it's gonna find up to 100 results. I mean, it'll never find that many, but if any, and then it'll check if the found servers, like if it's actually more than 0, because if there's 0 servers found, no servers found, right? If there's more than 0, then we have found a server, and we then tell the user's main multiplayer widget thing that a server was created, found, and we created a server entry for that user. Yeah. And then we have server travel, which says RPC, but it's actually not replicated. So yeah. So server travel allows you to travel to any level using a seamless travel. And then this logic here allows you to join lobbies through Steam invites. So if I was to boot it up using Steam and invite someone using the Steam client, this here would allow them to join through that. Yeah, so that's basically it for the game instance. And then in-game stuff, there's a lot, but I'll show you the character. So the character is mainly deals with everything character specific. So like the speeds, the damage dealing, aim offsets, the inventory, movement, items, stuff like that. Yeah, everything is on the character itself. As you can also, you might see, I have multiple graphs created. Each graph, depending on the name, is responsible for that kind of logic inside of it. So the networking graph is only responsible for networked events, so like RPCs and stuff like that. Local, of course, only responsible for local logic, only to the client. And interfaces are just interfaces. What else? The controller. So each level has its own controller. And then one more thing I wanted to show is the actual data for the actual game itself. So how the data in this game works, in this project works, is basically anything which can be changed, like the character statistics, the weapons, the skills, they're all changeable using the data assets. So here we have the primary data assets. So there's the data assets are just built off from masters and children. So the master allows you to, here as you can see, it has all of the settings needed, variables, and then a child is created off that master, which is represented for something. For example, the skill, there's multiple skills, so we're using the skill master data asset, we create children of that, and then convert that data asset into primary data asset into a data asset. So here is where I can actually just change stuff as much as I want. So for example, this is the weapon. At any point I can just change any of the colors, the attachments, sockets, the skills, for example. primary scale, I can change everything about how it flies, the looks of it, and yeah, just generic like stuff I would like to change on the fly in a data asset instead of having to find a blueprint or change stuff like throughout the code. I have just one base place I can change it all if I want to. But besides that, yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna boot the game up in a standalone build now to show you how that game actually looks while playing the game. So here it is, the game is actually launched, and this is actually a standalone build. And how we can tell is because I actually have the Steam overlay, as you can see. This, you wouldn't be able to access that without running a built version of the game. And this is actually a shipment version, so there's no debug or anything like that in here. As you can see in the top right, the Steam name was actually pulled in, so it replaced the local name saved on the disk with the Steam name. I can go to multiplayer, and then yeah, I can host, find. Of course, there's nothing to find, so I'm gonna host. I'll start the game. Hello, test. Hello. 15 minutes. Yeah, easy to. Here it is. So starts. So now I'm in the lobby. I'll pick a character. I'll pick this one, and then I'll go in the game. And so right there, it used a seamless travel to take me into it, so server travel, and there you go, we're in the game. So the game is a third person again perspective, and you have to kill these AI monsters by shooting at them. They'll give you coins you can then redeem for chests. You see these chests here, and then the chest will give you a random it's 250. It'll give you a random item. There's like so press E, and so this one gave me damage, I think. There you go, I just 4% damage boost. And then yeah, this is basically the whole game loop. You just go on until you basically just get overrun. This is my left click, just basic ability, just shoot. Right click is a more powerful single fire bullet. Your R is like your special ability. It's like a grenade sort of thing, where it does like insane damage in a splash area. And then your shift is meant to be a movement ability, so it allows you to move. It's meant to be a movement ability, but doesn't actually help that much. It's not that fast. If I was to tweak it more, I would actually make it so you can actually move faster with it. Oh, and also there's a chat system. So if I press T, you can type, as you can see. And actually, I've added like cheat commands. I forgot what they're called though. /god, I think. No. Is it God mode? There you go. /god mode. It basically gives me God mode. I can't die. So yeah, if you see, I press R, they all die. I have an aim offset. You can see. There you go. Yeah, this is basically a game. So about this game, I think the game's okay. It's very unbalanced. The game gets really difficult instantly, basically, and you cannot you don't scale as good as the enemies, so you just get overrun literal seconds, and yeah, it's not very balanced. But I didn't really go for balance. I just wanted to actually implement this and test it, and yeah, it works. Also, there's a lot of bugs here and there. So for example, they can actually shoot regardless of if you see them or if you're behind a wall or anything like that, the monsters. So if I was to stand behind this stump, they will still shoot me, and the bullets will just straight fly through the stump. So yeah, there's tweaks to be made, but for the actual core design, which I wanted to go for, I think it's fine. The item system up there, so how the item system work is, you open up a chest, a random item is spawned. It's pure random, and then it flies out like this. You pick it up, and then the logic is it gets added to a map, which is on the character, and then the actual whole item system gets regenerated, so it checks through the new values of the map and just uses those new values to add the correct values. Oh, /help. Give money. There you go. There you go. So I can actually buy chests if I wanted to. And there's one hidden command which I use. I hid for trailer purposes. If I do /camera, I actually turn into like a first-person perspective camera, which allows me to then fly around and, you know, record some cool shots for the trailer. But the only problem is, once I go into this camera, I have no way of coming out of it. So yeah, that's about it.